Patriots beat writer Zach Cox from NESN.com joining us now to break down Pats and Jets. Zach, the number in this game, 7. The Pats are a 7-point favorite. The total is 42.5. When you hear those numbers, what comes to your brain?
I still like Patriots in this game. I like them to win and cover. I do think it's going to be a closer game than the one we saw back in week 2, just because I think Zach Wilson is going to be a little bit more advanced at this point. When they played back in that first matchup, that was his second career start, and he just looked all out of sorts. He was throwing interceptions left and right. That game was basically over within 5 to 8 minutes. And the Patriots overall on offense didn't even really play that well in that game. I do think it's going to be a closer matchup this time. Jets coming off a bye. They beat the banged up Titans team a couple weeks ago. I think it'll be closer, but I still think the Patriots are going to win and cover that 7 at home.
This is not an easy spot for New England, though. They should have won. They should have covered against Dallas. They didn't. Teams can often start sluggish in the ensuing game. And when you look at a first half number at DraftKings, New England only -4. And I talked to a couple bookmakers. They can't write any bets on the Jets in the first half. Everybody just loading up on the Patriots in the first half. I'd be careful with this one. The Jets might be able to keep it close early. What do you think?
Yeah, I can buy into that that mindset, especially if you look at what the Patriots defense is looking like right now. They got Dante Hightower back at practice today, but he seemed really limited. They haven't had Devon Godshaw, haven't had Jonathan Jones at either of these first 2 practices. Dietrich Wise didn't practice yesterday. They're pretty banged up on that defensive side. I mean, this is a good team that you want to be playing if you are banged up defensively, but I don't think it's going to be quite as strong of a unit in this game as it was back in week 2. And just given the way that the Patriots have played overall, there really is no should for this Patriots team anymore. Every time we say, oh, the Patriots should do this, it hasn't really happened. So I definitely think that the Jets could keep it close. I personally probably wouldn't put money on that line, that first half line, but it wouldn't surprise me if this is a 3-point game at half.
Yeah, it sounds like 13-10. Like, remember that when you see that on Sunday. Okay, yeah. Hammer time. The books are scared of you, Zach Cox, because they won't hang a Zach Wilson prop for interceptions. They're like, we're not going to let him bankrupt us again. So we've got to go to the Pats side. Their wide receiver, Jakobi Meyers, 5.5 receptions. You get plus money on the over. Are you in?
I am in, yeah. Mostly because it is plus money. There aren't a ton of player props that I really love for this game. There's been some bad vibes around the hammer bet in the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to lie. Came just short on that Kendrick Bourne one a couple of weeks ago. Jonnu Smith didn't really get it done for me last week, but I do like this Jakobi Meyers over 5.5 receptions. You just look at, he's been clearly their number 1 pass catcher this season. He was the only Patriots player with more than 3 catches in last week's game. He had 5, even though Mac Jones only attempted 21 passes. Myers has been productive against the Jets in the past. He had 12 catches in one game against them last year, 6 catches in the other game against them. I think you're going to continue to see a force feeding of Jakobi Meyers in this offense. And I am, of all the props that I saw coming into this, you can get plus money on that on a guy that's been very productive so far. I like that Jakobi Meyers over 5.5.
Hey, you're still ahead. Don't forget, you're still ahead. It's a long season. You're still ahead. You're making people money. Shine up that hammer. Good luck, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.